everybody. Okay, today I am going to be sharing with you some of my favorite things in makeup. The last 2 weeks I've talked about skincare, all the products that I use, the things that I love. So if you missed that, last Friday and the Friday before, it was kind of a two-parter. There's blogs, there's links, videos, everything that you need to know about skincare. So I talked about that the last couple weeks. So today, like I said, I am talking about makeup and my favorite things in makeup. And what I'm going to talk about mostly today is what I do for my everyday, kind of my everyday kind of glam look, which is what I have on today. And this is pretty much my makeup on a daily basis. And the only thing that really changes is my lipstick. Just kind of depending on the day and what I'm wearing and what I want for my lips that day. But the rest of my makeup is pretty much my weekly makeup unless I am taking photos or I'm going out somewhere special or it's not, or, going out to dinner or doing something at night or on the weekends. And that's where I really kind of get into adding fun eyeshadow and eyeliner and all that stuff. But today I'm just going to be talking about kind of the good everyday. I also do this when I'm dressing up. Again, I just kind of pump up my eyes and change my eye makeup or maybe put on more dramatic eyelashes or whatever it is. Okay, so first things first, let's just assume your face is prepped and ready to go. You've added all your morning routine. It is all dry and nice in your face and in your skin and absorbed in your skin. If you watched last week, you know it's so important. I think some of the problems we have with our makeup throughout the day and not wearing well is we don't let things absorb right, and we put product on top of product on top of product. We put our makeup right on top of it, and none of it is absorbed well, and it just doesn't wear throughout the day. So that's kind of, thing number one is you want to make sure your under eye cream and everything is fully absorbed into your skin. It actually is really important. So first things first, everybody's wanting the dewy glow, the J.Lo glow. I definitely try to achieve that in my makeup that I put on. And so a couple ways that I do that. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. I absolutely love this. So once everything's on my face, this is what I put on, just a little bit kind of all over my face. And it works super great. This is actually the travel size that I have here, which is obviously fantastic for travel or to throw it in your bag or whatever. So this is a great one. Another one that I've talked about before is this Cover FX Brightening Drops. On this guy, a little bit goes a very long way. This is fantastic. Also, if you're like running to the beach or something, or you're like having no makeup on that day or whatever, this is a great one just to kind of put just to put on your skin, because it's going to give you that dewy glow even though you don't have on any makeup. So this is a really fun one for that as well, or beach or whatever. So this is great. And then another thing that I have used quite often, I don't have it on today, but you can tell the bottle's like 3/4 empty. I use this a lot, or these little Tan Luxe, the face drops. In the summer, I try and keep my face out of the sun as much as possible. And even in the winter, obviously you get super pale. So I add a little bit of these drops often. Not every day. Like I said, I don't have it on today, but I love these drops, and you just add a little bit of this and it will give you a little bit of a bronze look. This is another great one in the summer. If you don't want to put on foundation, if you're just out running around, putting on a little bit of this drops with a little bit of this little combination here is perfect for the beach. It's perfect just for like going out on summer nights when you don't want to really do makeup. You want more of that kind of summer effortless look. These are two great products for that. So what I use for my tinted moisturizer foundation, I have 3 that I kind of rotate between. The first one is this Clé de Peau. It is the Radiant Fluid Foundation. It feels like you literally have nothing on. It also has SPF in it. I absolutely love this one, recommend it very much. Another one that I really like is this La Mer. It is the Radiant Skin Tint Broad Spectrum. It too has SPF in it. These are not inexpensive. I'm going to be super honest about that. However, a little bit goes a very long way. I kind of rotate between them. And so I will have these for a very long time before I run out of them. So a lot of this, I said this in the skincare videos, It's about how much of your product you're using. And in a little while, I'll talk about brushes and how to apply these so you really don't have to use more than necessary, because it is a shame when you use too much and then you have to like wipe some off. I mean, that's just like travesty right there. And another one that I use is the Chanel. It is the Ultra Light Skin Perfecting Makeup. It too has some SPF. And this is still lightweight, but it's a little bit heavier. This is what I use usually when I'm going out at night, or if I'm doing photos or something like that, I'll use this. These are more kind of my day-to-day. Now, I often do some kind of combination of this. So if I want to add my little brightening drops and I want to add a little tan to it, I will mix all three together and put them on my skin. I highly encourage you not to put this on and then put this on and then put this on and put them on all over top of each other. Instead, take a little bit of each, mix them together and apply it all at once. It will make it less heavy on your face and you will use less of all of these products. But these can all work in tandem. They can all work together. And you know, as I said, this one too, this one goes on before. You could, I guess, mix it with your foundation. I just don't do that. So these are all great things to put on your skin and help with that dewy glow and have a really, really nice, just fresh looking face. So after I do all of that, I go back to add a little bit more highlighter. This is the Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. And I just take this guy, I put it along my cheekbone, I do it on both sides, and then I'll just kind of take my finger and I'll like lightly rub it all in. And this really helps highlight the cheekbones. This is a fantastic product. I really, really love this guy. So it's really awesome. Next is concealer, and I know I've tried so many concealers. I try them all the time, trying to find the ones that I like the best, because I cannot stand when they show my wrinkles under my eyes. I can't stand when they get flaky. I can't stand when it looks like you've got these heavy under eyes. So there's a few that I really like once again. Now I am going to just suggest to you guys that you go several shades lighter than your skin. One of the ways that I think, or one of the things I think that really makes your eyes pop and look brighter is when it's a lighter color than like your tinted moisturizer or your foundation or your skin. So that's just like a little tip. So, I mean, this is not my skin color. Look how light this is, but this is what I use. So this little Maybelline, it's like an instant age rewind corrector. I love this one. It is super lightweight. It's what I have on today. It is my daily, like day to day. This is another great one. You're at the beach or it's summer. You want things very light and fluid. This is a great one. Again, feels like you have nothing on. When I want something that's a little bit heavier, if I, again, am getting really dressed up for an occasion, I'm taking pictures, I'm going out at night, this Bye Bye Under Eye is fantastic. Or if you've got dark circles or something, a little bit of this is going to go a long way. It is a fantastic product, and I really like this when I need something a little more full coverage. And then kind of in the middle, this one I've used for such a long time. It's the Clé de Peau, and it is fantastic as well, and is kind of middle of the road between these two. All I can highly recommend to you, though, is to go a lighter shade or a couple shades lighter, because that's really going to brighten and make your eyes pop. And then after you let that soak in, it needs to absorb in for a couple minutes. If you want to add in even more brightening, this Becca Bright, it's like an eye brightener. Just taking the tiniest little bit and adding it underneath your eyes will just have another little level of something to make your eyes pop and brighten. So you just put this on top, but I really am telling you, you need to let these absorb fully before you put this, because when you just layer them on top of each other, it gets cakey, it gets creasy, and it's not going to look the way that you want it to. And then the very last thing for under your eyes, I do feel like this is very important, is to put some kind of powder under there. It really will help set it. And you know, if you've ever had your eyeliner kind of smear under your eyes, or your mascara kind of smear under your eyes, It's not a good look. So adding a little bit of powder is really going to help. It could be a loose powder, whatever. This is the KKW Beauty. I wonder if she's going to drop the W now that she and Kanye are Splitsville. But anyways, because she's like branded all this stuff with the KKW, so it'll be interesting. But this little brightener is perfect to just really set your concealer. And so I highly encourage this as a product that you use, or something like it. Doesn't have to be this one. I like this one, but okay, next, let's talk about eyebrows. So you guys probably know, or if you don't know, I get my eyebrows microbladed, but I still do little touch-ups, especially when they start to fade after a few months. I like to just make sure they're perfectly filled in and looking the way that I want. And so I have two different products that help me do that, just depending on, again, how full coverage I'm going. This is an Hourglass. Love this. You just, work it on. This stays on incredibly well. It covers so well. This is perfect when you need a little bit more of a full coverage, or maybe you don't get your eyebrows microbladed, or maybe they're super thin. This is your best friend. This is more of an everyday for me. This is the Charlotte Tilbury. It has the tiny little brush, and I just kind of work it. I usually use these in tandem, but sometimes just for my day makeup, I'll just use this one. But these two products are excellent. They do not wear off. They do not fade throughout the day. They help your eyebrows have perfect shape. I actually have both of these on today. Love, love these. Okay. So next up, let's talk about mascara. So there's a couple mascaras. Mascara is another thing. I've tried a million of them. And there's a couple that I'll probably link for you guys that I really like. But the one that I'm super obsessed with these days is another Charlotte Tilbury. It's called the Pillow Talk. It's her new mascara, the Push-Up Lashes. It has kind of a very unique brush. It's a little, I don't know if you can tell, see how it's flat on the sides? Or on the top and the bottom, and then it has, so it goes on a little bit differently. I find this to be an excellent mascara, and I really like it. I'm super enjoying using it. But like I said, there's a couple I found that I do really like, but this is that's what I'm using at the moment. Okay, so additional things for highlighting. Oh, let me talk about this really quick. So like I told you, I don't do eyeshadow when I'm doing my kind of everyday makeup, but I do like to put something on my eyelids. And what I use, this is Urban Decay. It's actually a primer before you put on your eyeshadow to help it stay and not crease. And I have one in a lighter shade that I use when I am putting on my eyeshadow that works fantastic. But this one, the color is called Sin. It has some tint to it, and I literally put some of this on my eyelids, and this is what I use. I don't have an eyeshadow. This is kind of my daily thing that I use. This is another one of those that's fantastic for summer. You want makeup, but you don't want, the no makeup look. This is a perfect one for that, because you put it on, it actually does something for your eyes, but you don't have eyeshadow on. So this is a perfect daily, and I really highly recommend that. And then adding a little bit of color to our cheeks. I do not have one of these on today, but I use them often. I'm going to show you a couple different ones. This is Hourglass. It's got this great little sponge. You click it up, couple dabs, and kind of just work it just very gently in, and it adds a nice little pop of pink to your cheeks. A little bit goes a long way. Most of this stuff, a little bit goes a long way. I think a lot of times people use too much of their product, and that's why they burn through it so quickly. This Percone MD, this is a no blush blush. You shake it. Again, this will last you for like an eternity. This little guy, couple dabs. Once again, this is a perfect thing for the no makeup in the summer. You want to add a little pink to your cheeks. They also have a highlighter that I have and really, really like. I just am using these others I mentioned more, but the highlighter for this is also, the brightening one is also really good. So those are for the little bit of color, and then we've got to do a little bit of contouring. I know contouring is something that is super intimidating for people, which is why I'm obsessed with the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's only $2, which I think simplifies things. This one obviously is the contour. This is the highlighter. So just taking a little bit of the darker, I put it up at the top here by my hairline. I put it under my cheekbones. Then I'll go back with the highlighter and I'll kind of dab the end of my nose. I'll go back again and reinforce my cheekbones, maybe a little bit under here. And I'm like obsessed with this thing. I love it. And another one product that I've talked about so much, if you guys have been following me for a while, is this RMS Beauty. These are not a contouring, but it's a brightening. You can see I kind of mix them all together. This is a great one to take with you. So during the day, if your makeup, if your highlighting fades a little bit or whatever, this is a great one you can just kind of dab on and add as you go. This is also good to kind of add to the under your eyebrows if you want to add a little bit of highlight there as well. So this is one that I've just used for a long time and I really enjoy. And then very last thing as far as kind of what I put on my face before I get to lipstick is doing a powder. The powder, you guys, is really just to set everything and to help it just kind of stay throughout the day. It just, again, it sets it. So Bobbi Brown has one that I love that I have it in a smaller form and I carry it around in my purse with me to use throughout the day. This Fenty Beauty by Rihanna is a kind of like a brightening loose powder. This one is really nice as well, but any loose powder, just at the very last thing that you do, just kind of brushing it over, it just kind of helps set your makeup for the day. And then lipstick. You guys, I have more lipstick than any one human being should. I could open up a Duane Reade tomorrow with the lipstick that I have. And I am all about the lip stay. I don't use anything that's not a lip stay because I want my lipstick to stay on. So there's a few that I love and rotate the most. So I'll talk about those quickly. This is a Maybelline Super Stay, the matte ink. I have this in a bunch of colors. This sucker is staying on. It's not going anywhere. This Chanel I love this. It's more of a lip stain. So after so many hours, I will reapply it, but it still allows me to have that stain look, and I love this one. And then this is one of the matte color stays. This is the pink I use the most often. It goes on really nice and I love this. So these are the ones that I use the most. I have multiple colors in all of these and I rotate between those. And then I do sometimes, especially when I'm using one of the more nudes, I like to put a little bit of a lip gloss on over top of it. I don't necessarily do it so much with the darker ones. And a couple of the lip glosses that I really like using, this is a Kiehl's and this Lano Lips. These are two really good ones. When you have the color stay, especially these Maybelline ones, they're not going to wear off throughout the day, but your lips can get a little dry. So throwing a lip gloss in your purse and just having that to throw over top throughout the day is kind of nice. And the other one that I will use is this Lip Sense. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. I do have some of their lipstick. They are serious color stays. I don't use them as often. I don't know why, but I just don't. But this, the lip remover is fantastic. It will take off any lip stay because some of these I'll put on and at the end of the day, I wash my face and everything, it's still there. So I use their remover a lot. And also this lip gloss is perfect. It's just clear and it is great to put on top of any of your lipsticks. So I really like all of those for my lips. And then I did want to mention, I have on my eyelashes today. I have on kind of my more everyday set. I'm assuming you guys can see those. I use a few different brands, but I've talked a lot about this Luxelia. I do think that they work really well. I just want to give you a couple tips. It's good to have an assortment because, again, you can have kind of your everyday ones and then you can have your going out, more glam ones, and they're super fun to play with. Just a couple things to note. You want to shake this liner before you use it. You want to put on a coat, you want to let it dry. You want to put on another coat, you want to let it dry before you go. If you're trying to put your eyelashes on and you haven't let it dry or you haven't put it on well enough, they're not going to stay. So you have to take a few minutes to do that. And another thing is not everybody's eyes are the same size. Like for me, I have to trim the edges a little bit because my eyes are not as wide as these lashes. So also if you're having trouble with that, think about just trimming the end with like a little nail scissor or something, just a tiny little bit, and it might fit a little bit better on your eyes. So those could just be a couple things if you've tried these and you're having trouble. understandable why maybe it hasn't been working as much for you. And then I have to talk about brushes because it is very important. So the first thing I'm going to talk about are the sponges. I have a few. This is kind of my concealer. I have a few different ones. You want to damp these, not drench them, but damp them. You guys, this is your key right here to make sure that all of these products that you use so much less of them, because it's going to help it go on flawlessly, but also for you to use less product. I'll put a couple pumps on my hand. I'll dip this and then I will use it. And if I need a little more, I'll add another pump. But this is your best friend when it comes to how to apply this and use less product. You can tell, I use this when I put on one of the little drops on to add some color to my cheeks. I'll use this. I'll use this side to help with the highlighter because this really works into your skin. As I have said so many times, always up and out, guys, never pulling down. Ever do you want to do that? And you want to really work it into your skin. You don't want to just, quick. I know we're all in a hurry, but just like give yourself a few extra minutes to put on your makeup in the day, doing other things or something while making your bed, brushing your teeth, whatever it is, getting coffee, getting breakfast while you're doing this stuff, so you can multitask. But really use this to work, especially for your concealer. You want to really use this to work it into your skin. I promise you, it makes such a difference. And this is the most affordable thing in the world. And you just can wash them out super easy because you got to keep your brushes clean. You need to keep them clean because that's how you spread yuckiness on your face. Okay, my arsenal of brushes for my day-to-day. So I mentioned the powders. I think a good brush is the best thing. This is, I think, by Hourglass, concealer brush. So I take a little bit of the powder and I work this in there like that. So this is great for that one. When I am putting on my Urban Decay, I don't even know what you call this, but my eyeshadow that's not eyeshadow. I could use my finger, but I like to use a brush to do that because it helps get in the creases and just spread it out evenly. Once again, I can use less because I'm not using my finger. And, for me, I have long nails, so sometimes it's just hard to get it the way I want it. So this is a great brush for that. So if you are going to do some kind of combination here, like going back to this whole situation. What's great about this brush is that I've talked about it before, is this Cover FX. It has these little holes, wells, whatever you want to call them. So I can put a drop in each one. I'm using less product and it blends it perfectly. I could also drop these on my hand and kind of, mix it all together with my sponge. That works too. But if you like this idea of this brush, and what I'll do is I'll kind of dab, and then I'll go through and I will place it all around. And then if I feel like I need to, I can take my sponge and work it in even more. But this is a great brush and it does help you use less product and apply all three things if you're using, or if you're using two, it doesn't matter. It just helps you apply it evenly. So it's a great little brush that I really enjoy using. This is a fantastic kind of contouring brush. It is Charlotte Tilbury, but you could use it with anything. I use this for the darker and I kind of, do it as I told you. And then I kind of work it all in really well. And then I'll use this, I'll kind of dip it and I'll dip it here or here. I'll go back and reinforce this. So this is a great kind of contouring brush, 2-in-1. Love. This is my favorite brush I've gotten in a very long time. And then last, I love this little, I think it's Bobbi Brown. It's worn off. No, it's Laura Mercier. Kind of fan brush. This is perfect for, this is perfect for your powder at the end. It just, tap it in there and very lightly fan it over your face. And this is just a very light, easy way to do your last step here of your setting powder. Okay. That was a lot, but I think we got through all of my favorites. This really is actually very quick for me to get ready. I know that it took a while to explain it all because I'm a talker and I wanted to give you all the details, but really this is my everyday. I can do all of this in about 10 minutes. Again, trying to allow for a little bit of time in between to let certain products absorb into my skin. But I just do other things while I'm in between, a minute here, a few, minute there, whatever it is. But okay, so that is the 411, all my information on my makeup, all my favorite stuff, all my favorite products. There's going to be a blog and there's going to be links for you guys as well. Any questions, feel free to DM me. I hope you have a fabulous Friday and a wonderful weekend.